up on this Celette bench. We're just setting her up here. And what we're going to do is we're going to drop it on it then, and then we're going to start cutting it all up, because we have all these parts to go in. The whole rear end, frame rails, trunk floor, rear panel, and it's all obviously getting a quarter panel. So anyway, here we go. We're going to be taking her off here. And just to let you all know, if anyone hasn't seen any of these, there's a part 1 and part 2 which is on my channel, so go back and watch that if you want, because it'll give you more of an understanding about where we are and how we got these frame rails out and how we got them in. This is the last video of this car, and this one we're going to be putting the end panel and the quarter panel on. So yeah, like I said, go back if you want to catch up. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you have been watching from the start, thank you for watching. There you go, that's when we had it all lined up. That's where I left you last week, so let's get going. Quick little walkthrough on this. What it is asking for is nothing along here, just glue along here, just glue along here, so that means glued and clamped. And then up here it wants S18s, nothing there, and then there's more S18s and SO8s. There's a mixture of a few of them down here as well, and 4.8s along here, SAD and SO8 there as well, and a few spot welds in here, and another S18 and a few plug welds. So it's a bit of a mix match what's going on here. You can see these triangles are spot welds and these ones are plug welds. Obviously the printer here printed out in black and white. You can print these out in colour and it's way better. They're highlighted, or just look on your phone. So anyway, bit of everything going on with this one. Bit of welding, bit of spot welding, gluing and riveting. Let's get going. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm just going through, making sure I know where my 6.5 structurals are going, where my SO8s and S18s are going, and once I have it all written up, then what I'm going to do is drill me holes, get it all prepped before we start applying the glue. And here what I'm doing is just put a bit of masking tape along here, just use it as a guide for when I get my air saw and I cut my joint. What I usually do is I overlap my quarter panel and I cut in between the two panels and get a nice straight cut. Okay, so we have all our holes ready. Up here, all our holes ready, along there, along here. So we are good to go. We're going to take the panels off, clean off the car again, clean off the panels, and then get some glue on this and get going. Anywhere where I've cleaned with aluminum, we're going to re-clean it just quickly, because with a Scotch Brite, because it starts oxidizing within 20 minutes or something, so you want to have it nice and fresh. So we'll do that now. Let's go. So yeah, like I just said, bare aluminum will oxidize within 15 to 20 minutes. So I'll just get a little bit of Scotch Brite on a sanding disc, and I'll just run over the body of the car, get it all nice and clean. Then I'll run over my parts. I'll clean it all off then with like wax and grease remover, clean up my area, and then what we'll do is I'm going to start applying the glue. Here we go. We are using 2098 Fuser structural glue. So we use on the other previous jobs as well. This is Tesla certified. Once I apply it on all the panels, I'll spread it on with a spreader and making sure I'm covering all the bare aluminum or bare metal, whatever you're applying it onto. Once we get that done, then we'll apply the panels on and start getting our rivets in. Okay, flow form rivets, the Express 800. It's going to compress it in there. There you go. Now we'll clean all off that excess glue now in a minute. So for anyone who doesn't know what flow form rivets are, they're kind of similar to self-piercing rivets. The only thing about it is self-piercing rivets, you don't have to create a hole because it's in the name. Actually, the rivet will just pierce straight through the metal and create its own hole. Flow form though is not like that. You have to create the hole and then you just push the flow form through it, and then you have to squeeze it with this Express 800. So that's the only real difference. In here, an SO8 and an S18, and all it is the length of the rivet. SO8, S18. So yeah, like I said, the SO8 would be a shorter rivet, the S18 would be a bit longer, and all it is that it's going through thicker gauge material. So like the S18 could be going through 3 panels while the SO8 could be going through 2 panels. They're the same diameter though, so that's the difference between them. Yeah, we have a few more on the end panel. SO8, S18. Right. Far side. Here we go. Nice. We've also another one in there, but I get a bigger head for that. Okay, just in case anyone didn't know what I was talking about, that's the arm we were using. Small arm. I need to put a bigger arm on it to get to that one up there, and that one. So let's get them ones done now. Right, so moving on quickly, we have glue on the inside of this arch, so we need to roll that edge quickly. So what I'm going to do is I get my dolly, hold it right along the edge there, put a bit of pressure on it while I fold the arch using my panel hammer. Just run the hammer all the way along it until we reach the end. Okay, we just rolled the edge. Sorry about this, when you have it glued, your time is limited, so I still have to get the spot welder and spot weld here. Right, let me show you this. So the edge is all rolled. What I'll do is now, before we send it to the paint shop, I'll seal this as well. That's what you just see me doing there in that time lapse. Now, next thing I need to do, spot welder, and then the MIG welder. Anyway, let's go get the spot welder. Here we have CTR 9000. We're gonna do that spot weld now, so let's do a spot weld here, spot weld there, and a spot weld here. Let's go. Done. So spot weld here, spot weld there, spot weld there, one there. Boom. Now we have to do a few plugs along here, and obviously do our welds here as well. Jeez, let's go. Okay, doing our joint welds, what I usually do is, if I'll do stitches first. If any of the panel isn't lined up just slightly, I'll just have a little screwdriver and I'll just kind of twist it a little bit, just stick it in between the two panels and bend it to where it's nice and flush. Just do your stitches. Once I get it all stitched up, what I'll do is then I'll weld it down in sections just to stop overheating in certain areas, which will obviously stop warpage as well. Okay people, so we're back. We have it all welded down there. We have a bit of glue here. That's gone off now, that's set. We can take all these clamps off. What we'll do is, we'll start grinding this down. So yeah, it's your S18s, your glue, your weld, your glue. Plug welds along here. We'll grind them down as well. So let's keep going. Okay people, just had a little clean up. I'm gonna get that bench out there. We are at the filler stage. What I did was, I just sanded it down, got a DA to it. So you can see the well is all here. That's just a bit of a low spot there. It's alright. Bit of filler over it. So you see what they want, just want glue here. They don't want you welding against the high strength steel. So MIG down, all the way down, same there, just want a bit of glue here. So what we do is put a little bit of filler here, blend it all in. Same up here. They just wanted a bit of glue here, little small weld here, bit of glue there. This one here is glue all along there, it's all solid. So what I'll do is, I've had people just leave that now because it's covered by the window, but I might just put a little bit of filler over. Bit of filler here, bit of filler there. Then usually what I do with this edge, because I roll it, I'll just give it a little foil just to make it flat, because you can probably, I don't know if the camera's going to show, from rolling the edge you just get slight little wobbles in it. And then this here, because we had this piece here, this blue piece, this comes with the quarter, but you need to take it off and keep the original on the car. So while doing that, sometimes you get a little bit of damage along here. Sometimes you don't, sometimes you do. So we'll just give that a little foil as well, just to get it nice and straight. It's coming along though. I like this stage now. I hated that stage. Right, filler time. Let's go. Okay, so like I said, onto the filler stage. If anybody's wondering what kind of filler I'm using here, I'm sure a few of you know. I'm using 3M Platinum Plus. I've used this now for a few years over here in Canada and I absolutely love it. What I do when I'm mixing it up is I add a little bit of resin to it. I think it almost makes it like a self-leveling filler. Just makes it that little bit more watery and easier to apply. I think also it gives you a little bit more time before it goes sets. You know what I mean? Sometimes you're putting filler on, especially on a hot day, and it goes off and you're only halfway through it. Sandpaper wise, I usually use 80 and work my way all the way up to 180. Sometimes I finish with 320. But what I'm doing here now, this is 80 here. I use a 3M block, also my hand as well for a few curved areas. I'll do this top joint as well. Once I get it to about 90%, I'll finish it all off with a bit of 180. Down on the bottom joint we have this body line here, so I'll use masking tape, bit of Geico, just sand it down, put a bit of Geico on it, take the tape off, and it just shows you where your line is. Gives you a visual so you know it's nice and straight. After we get all this filler done, what I usually do is I'll move on to the arch. When I get onto the arch there, you'll see I'll get the body foil and I'll give it a foil. I'll sand it down here, back to bare metal first. When I get at the bare metal, what I'll do is I'll just give it a foil there just to make sure it's nice and flat. Like I said earlier on the video, when you roll the edge, it just puts a few little wobbles in it. Once I foil it down, I'll just buzz over it again, 80 all the way up to 180, get it nice and smooth. Okay, so sealer, I get a lot of questions about sealer. I just use a normal sealer gun sometimes as well. We have the fancy ones here, but I don't use them all the time. Just get a bit of masking tape, a brush, get your sealer, just put it on there and spread it out with the brush. Once you have it all spread out, then I just horizontally just brush it along each side, just to kind of blend in with your OEM factory sealer. Here you go on this one, you can see the right side quarter panel. I'm just going to blend the sealer in with the original sealer. Once I have that all done, what I do is just peel off the tape. Then I'll just get a cloth with a bit of wax and grease remover and I'll just go around the edges just to make sure I can just touch it up, make sure it's nice and clean. But it's always turned out well for me. If you haven't tried it, give it a bash, see what you think. Also here, I'll just get a board, I'll just spread a load of sealer onto it and then I'll just use the brush just to do the arch and just blend it in, get it nice and sealed and protected. Starting to see light at the tunnel, let's go. Well, that's it folks, it's all done. Have it sealed there. You don't need any fancy guns, you just need a brush, masking tape. Seal it all up. Seal up here. What we'll do is we'll take the tailgate out and the door off. I was just checking the gaps, but it's all done. It's going to go to the paint shop now. We sealed in here as well. Around there. So, all the fillers done. Gaps looks well. So this will go. Filler done. Filler. This will go to the paint shop now. We're going to take it, lift it off the bench, go get primed, and when we put it back together, I'll do a video on that as well. So hopefully you've enjoyed it so far. If you hadn't hit that subscribe button, please hit it, or like or share, or any questions, leave in the comments and I'll try and get back to you. But anyway, whole new rear end. These weren't fun, not gonna lie, they were not fun. The middle plate. But it turned out well. God only knows how many rivets is in this car now. Couldn't have done it without me buddy, me block of wood. That's the wrong side. Boom. That's fresher. Anyway, thanks for watching. Okay, so push the car over to the hoist. What we're gonna do is now just slide the arms underneath the car, lift it off the bench, get the bench out. And then while I have it up in the air, I still have to seal underneath the trunk floor. So once I get her up, I'll just mask it up again, just the same way as on the end panel. Mask it up, apply some sealer, get it all nice and sealed, and then we'll take it down and get it into the paint shop. Alright folks, so I forgot to record it in the booth, but I can come around the back of the booth here. So there is the Model 3. It's all sealed. He's spraying sealer on it now. Say hi, John. Yeah, he's busy. I'll leave him alone. Anyway, spray a load of sealer on it. Let that cure. Then he'll probably start with his base. Right. Let's go. What's in this boot? Lamborghini. Nice. Back from paint. Gonna start putting this thing together. Have to take the headliner out. It's a new headliner in the box. Airbags, seat belts. But she turned out well. Here she is all inside. So these wires go through these holes. Just have to connect them so you can move the car. But it's all painted. Put a bit of sound deadening on it, and then we will start working on all this, get it all done. Anyway, let's get going. So there you go, we've been doing a lot on it there. We've got the seats in just there. We got the whole new headliner in here. Just put the new curtain airbag in here. New trim here. New windows trim. New C. New RCM module which goes in underneath this center console. Yeah, so there was a lot, and all this trim was out. All this trim was out. Anyway, it's coming along nicely. Now with the quarter glass, strip rail, door, bumper, tailgate. Getting there. Let's keep going. Right everyone. There she is. She's all polished, nice and shiny. She's going to get an hour wash now. Customer will be here in a while. All the gaps look well. If anyone followed this whole story all the way to the end from the start, this whole rear end got the whole got shoved right over. We had to replace the frame rails all the way back, tub, floor, M panel, quarter panel. It was a big one, but looks well. Gaps all match up with the other side. Everything's nice. Everything went well. There's no codes on the dash, so she opens and closes nice. There you go. It was a big job. Nice to do big jobs every now and then. So if you have any questions, just hit me up in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Give the video an L thumbs up or share it if you want. So thanks for watching anyway. See you in the next one. Right everyone, this is the end of the video. I'm sure you probably guessed that anyway. You're going to see the car finished. I'll just leave you with a few pictures of start to finish. Like I said, if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe or give it a like and a share. This is kind of what helps me get this channel up and running and keeps me motivated to do it as well. Yeah, if you have any questions about the tools or the products that we use, just hit me up in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Just want to say thanks for the support as well, and I'll see you next week. I have a few interesting jobs coming up, a few McLarens as well, so stay tuned. Have a great weekend everyone.